All right, we're cutting across right away to South Korea. Remember, there's another very important summit underway there between the leaders of the North and South. Now, this is a special program that has been planned for the visit by the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. He is in South Korea along with his wife and sister and many other members of the delegation. This special evening planned for the North Korean leader and for those summit talks, peace talks, if you will, that have taken place today in the demilitarized zone's village Panmunjom. So, piano performance taking place as part of the special program that has been planned in South Korea. Remember, these are live visuals coming from the demilitarized zone in between the two Koreas, between North and South, a place that has seen a historic summit take place today between the leaders of both the North and the South. President Jae-in of South Korea and the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un have wrapped up historic peace talks, thrown up images that are going to stay with us for a long time to come. There were handshakes, hand-holding and hugs that took place before a joint statement was issued later in the day. There were, of course, strategic meetings that took place between the two leaders, between the delegations, and also private conversations that took place behind closed doors. All of that has taken place in a few short hours today, leading many to speculate whether this is going to be a final change in the history of these two countries, one that has been fraught with confrontation, aggression, and a lot of posturing as well in the last 60-odd years. Now, of course, a special program underway in South Korea to mark the historic nature of what's going on in the demilitarized zone of Korea. Right, so that piano concert coming to an end. The North Korean and South Korean leaders there on your screens, Kim Jong-un and Moon Jae-in. And images there being flashed on the Peace House itself of today's historic visuals of the two leaders shaking hands, holding hands even, as Kim Jong-un led Moon Jae-in across the demarcation line into North Korean territory. Even now, they are holding hands as they are seeing these visuals, both flanked by their wives on either side. On your screen of that grand closing ceremony to a day that has seen many firsts. The North Korean and South Korean leaders bidding adieu to one another, to each other's delegations and high-ranking officials as this day finally comes to a close. It's ended on a high note, one again full of visuals that will remain with us for a long time to come. Even now, the two leaders engaging in a few quick words before they say goodbye to one another. The first ladies of both North and South Korea also forming part of the celebrations today. Of course, this has been a historic day. A number of issues have been addressed The two leaders have committed to bringing an end to the Korean War. Remember, technically speaking, the two sides are still at war. There was really never close to that. An armistice, of course, has been signed. And they've also committed to working towards attempting to denuclearize the Korean peninsula. So Kim Jong-un and his wife, Ri Sol-young, are now on their, have entered their car. They are heading off to rounds of applause. Last final wave goodbye as this historic day comes to a fitting end.
All right, so it's finally all done and dusted. The two leaders have left the peace village in the DMZ. Kim Jong-un has departed. He's heading back to North Korea with his wife. Likewise, the South Korean president left to much applause. There was a huge round of applause, a lot of hooting as well as Moon Jae-in and his wife left. Remember, he has been seen as an architect, so to speak, of what has taken place today. They've
finally steps have been taken in the direction of peace. But let's not forget, this isn't just about North Korea and South Korea. The specter of the United States is one that hangs over almost the proceedings on the Korean Peninsula. Many commitments have been signed in spirit, but will they be carried out? Will they be implemented in the days and months to come? Both leaders have committed to finding long-lasting peace and prosperity for their people in the Korean Peninsula. They brought up the shared history of the two nations and said that the shared nationality of the two Koreas is an undeniable fact. But despite those platitudes, despite the language that came across as extremely complimentary for one another, the question remains, is the question of denuclearization one that is going to hang heavy on the prospects of the two Koreas? Do the North and South mean the same thing when they talk about denuclearization? Does the United States mean the same thing when it speaks of denuclearization? And what exactly will the denuclearization of the peninsula mean for regional players such as China and Japan, as well as Russia? So lots of questions still hanging in the air, but all in all, a historic day that's come to a fitting end.